Time now for the Bear Shell Morning News on this Friday morning, September 11th, 2015. Good morning to you all this lovely Friday morning, September 11th, 2015, the 14th anniversary of the September 11th attacks. Here are your news at 9 there. Our top story here at 8:01 on this Friday morning here is Vice President Joe Biden, known for his candid moments, talked with Stephen Colbert Thursday about his grief over his son's death and how it affected his decision on whether he should enter the 2016 presidential race. A Florida man is charged with plotting to set off an explosion at a 9/11 event. The FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force arrested 20 nearly a decade after hijacked planes hit the World Trade Center's Twin Towers. The Pentagon had failed in Shakespeare, Pennsylvania. The anniversary continued to be marked with observances around the country. Lansing, Michigan, it took 14 hours. 2 failed votes on the day of drawing, but during the early hours of Friday, 2 Michigan lawmakers burned in the controversial sexy cover-up scandal were no longer members of the state's House of Representatives. Los Angeles armed men holding several hostages in a Los Angeles restaurant was shot dead on Thursday night as police stormed the building to free the hostages. Police said it was not clear whether an officer fired a fatal bullet. A stunning rainbow has appeared over New York on the eve of the 9/11 anniversary, while the spectacle appeared to be originating from the side of the World Trade Center. For years, Leopoldo Lopez rallied opposition against heavy-handed rule by a Venezuelan president. This week, a court locked the activist and former mayor away for 13 years. Washington, it was late July, and the nerves at the White House were high. Senator Chuck Schumer, the New York Democrat, was widely expected to be in the nod to his opposition to the Iran deal, and dozens of other House and Senate Democrats. Singaporeans voted in every district for the first time since independence with Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong People's Action Party. They're expected to win re-election despite the expanded presence of opposition parties in the contest. Mumbai, a quarter-fighting convicted 12 men planted several bombs around commuter trains in the financial capital of Mumbai in 2006, which more than 180 people were killed and wounded hundreds. 3 teens and their parents were killed in a murder-suicide that created an unspeakable scene at the Minnesota Metro Police said. Baltimore, a judge ruled that 6 police officers charged in the death of Freddie Gray will be tried in Baltimore, but this could be just the beginning of the defense attorney's efforts to move their trials out of town. U.S. News and World Report on Wednesday released its 2016 list of best colleges in America placed Johns Hopkins University and the U.S. Naval Academy in the top rankings. Hackers successfully hit the Department of Energy more than 150 times between 2010 and 2014. U.S. Today reports as incident reports submitted by the federal officials and the contractors since late 2010 Energy Department's Joint Cybersecurity Coordination. Paris, oil supply from the United States, Russia, and other non-OPEC countries expected to drop sharply next year, possibly the steepest collapse since the Soviet Union collapsed because of the low prices in the International Energy Agency forecast. Tokyo Asian shares edged higher on Friday following gains on Wall Street while the dollar steadied, but gains were kept by uncertainty over whether the Federal Reserve will raise interest rates next week. Washington, U.S. Treasury Secretary Jack Lew on Thursday maintained the forecast that the U.S. borrowing capacity will last at least until late October, and added that the Treasury's cash balance would temporarily rise with September. Governor Charlie Baker and Senator Proudwood overseers ISO New England meeting in Boston on Thursday debate the case for the administration's efforts to bring more electricity and natural gas into the state. By now you should know that Elon Musk, if you don't know him by name, you almost never even know his companies. The agriculture has been absorbing an increase in levels of carbon dioxide over the past decade, and new studies have found dispel fields and oceans carbon sink might have begun to saturate. And then incredibly verified, astronomers have discovered a gargantuan galaxy cluster 9.8 million light years away, in which the brightest galaxies rapidly create about 800 stars every year. Discovery of the new species of human relative home Dalinoscope was announced at September 10th anniversary of Wiggins and the National Geographic Society Department of Science and Technology said. A simple and expected blood test available in the GP's West suspect the patient may have cancer would result in significant savings. Adults who get too much or too little sleep may have beginnings of hardening the arteries, which can be an early sign of heart disease according to a new study. Researchers from the U.S. have come up with a small sponge-like implant that can suck up cancer cells. So far, the researchers conducted a study in mice. Natural compounds presented in green tomatoes and apple peel to be helped fight off weakness during old age and muscle loss, according to a study by U.S. researchers. Here, All right, look at that stock market report here today. 63.30.40, up 76.83 points. SP 500, 1952.29, and Nasdaq 4,796.25. All right, look at that New England alerts here. In April, Massachusetts, an early morning accident on Route 495, southbound south of Route 97, tractor unit check nav across all lanes, Storm C. And sports, the New England Patriots opened up the 2015 regular season with a 20-21 victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers here. And tonight, the Red Sox open a 3-game series against the Tampa Bay Rays down in St. Pete. There were no deflategate on Thursday night. No 8-month quest over he did he or didn't he cheat. No Tampa Bay was a tremble of paradise with supermodel Gisele Bundchen. Tom Brady's dominated season open against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Atlanta, Bartolo Colon has only feel his age these days, particularly after pitching so many consecutive scoreless innings. He's pretty proud and surprised himself that he didn't know at his stage of career and that could still do to that guy. However, it's been any of those thousand afternoons and coaching for a barbershop for the past 43 years, even since Jerry Erickson bought the State Street storefront halfway between downtown University of Michigan as Buzzard Jim Harbaugh while cutting there in Ann Arbor. Then there was one NASCAR's Federated Auto Parts 400 at Richmond International Raceway on Saturday, the 2065 race at NASCAR Sprint Cup Series regular season. Serena Williams attempted to become the first female player since Steffi Graf in 1982 to win the Australian Open, the French Open, and Wimbledon, and the U.S. Open that calendar year. The postponement sub-meet that the men's semifinals will now start at 5 p.m. instead of 3 p.m. While the men's draw produced a first surprise in early rounds, it's hard to remind that a much better group of semifinals than the ones in the 2015 U.S. Open. Top seed Novak Djokovic remains the favorite as number 1 seed and winner. Thursday's Waverly Flushing Meadows means that all 4 semifinal matches will be played Friday at the 2015 U.S. Open on the women's side. Serena Williams continues to quest as a counter Grand Slam against Robert Vinci was yet to win. Silk has never defeated the Serbian tennis star on 13 occasions. He will be hoping to register his first win over Djokovic in the semifinal of the U.S. Open. Only win on Friday will keep the Croatians open to retain the U.S. Open title alive. Peter Chaldusa, 809. Time now for a travel report here on this Friday morning here. And look at the state of Rhode Island where the Mount Hope Bridge, James and the Newport bridges are looking good here. Route 4 to the northbound side, so before Route 95. 95 northbound side, so from East Greenwich all the way out to Route 4. 95 south, so before Route 4 to the East Greenwich here. 95 on the southbound side, it is so from 146 all the way up to Route 10 and Crescent. 95 on the northbound side, so from 295 all the way to downtown Providence here. 295 on the southbound side, get an accident around Route 6 in Johnson, so expect some lanes around 295 southbound in Johnson here, Route 6, so from Johnson all the way up to Providence here. 285 northbound side, so from Route 37 to Crescent all the way up to Route 12 here. 146 southbound, so from Lincoln all the way up to downtown Providence here. 195 on the westbound side, it is slow from Rehoboth all the way up to downtown Providence here. 185 on the westbound side, so for the Fall River stretch here. 95 on the northbound side, so from Attleboro, from 295 to 152 in North Attleboro, and then it breaks again before Route 485 in Mansfield 295, both ends sold before Route 95 here. 24 on the northbound side, so from Route 140 to Route 485 in the Taunton Meridian area here. 95 and 24 slow. 95 slow from Deposit Street to Route 128 Canton. 24 northbound, so from 139 to Staunton to Route 128 here. Route 3 to the northbound side, so from Route 18 in Weymouth to the Braintree split. 128 southbound, so from Route 24 all the way to the Braintree split. 120 to the northbound side, so from Route 138 in Canton all the way out to Waltham here. 120 to the southbound side, so from Reddit all the way out to Lexington here. Southeast Expressway southbound side, so for the Dorchester stretch. Southeast Expressway to the northbound side, so for the Braintree split to the Dorchester here. To the Hilton on the southbound side, and it's slow. Northbound side is looking good, as the Southeast Expressway is looking good for Mass Ave all the way out to the Zankin Bridge here. 485 on the northbound side, so from Milford all the way out to Route 9 in Westboro. Mass Pike in the eastbound side, so from Route 9 in Framingham all the way out to Route 128 in Canton due to an accident on 120 on the northbound side before Route 20 Waltham here. Mass Pike in the eastbound side, so from Newton all the way out to the Prue Tunnel. Mass Pike on the westbound side, so from Long Airport all the way out to Newton here. 93 on the southbound side, so from Stoneham all the way out to the Zankin Bridge here. Route 1 of the southbound side, so from Chelsea all the way out to Charleston, doing an accident on the Tobin Bridge here. Out in Worcester, 290 eastbound side, so from Albert all the way to Route 9 in Worcester. 146 on the northbound side, so before Route 290 in Worcester here. 495 on the northbound side, it is slow from Harvard all the way out to Littleton due to a couple of accidents on 485 on the northbound side in Littleton here. 485 southbound side, so from Lawrence all the way out to Route 93 in Andover here. And then it breaks again from Lowell all the way out to Littleton here. 485 northbound side, so from Chelmsford all the way at Andover here. Route 3 to the southbound side, so from Route 40 in Chelmsford all the way to Millwick. And then it breaks again before Route 128 in Burlington here. 93 to the southbound side, so from Route 213 in Methuen all the way out to North Andover to Andover in Wilmington due to an accident on 93 to the southbound side of Wilmington, so expect some delays here. 128 to the northbound side, it is slow from Route 95 to Route 114 Peabody here. But 495 on the southbound side, slow for the Haverhill stretch here. Spalding Turnpike, it's a little slow after Route 4 in Durham. Everett Turnpike is slow from Merrimack to Nashua here. And 95 on the northbound side, slow by the Hep to Tollsbound. Route 101 here. 93 to the southbound side, slow by the Derry stretch. And the main turnpike is good from York to Gardner via Portland here. Okay, look at that. So, MBTA alerts here. Subway system, it's looking good. Commuter rail, Needham Line, train 604, 7:30 a.m. from Needham Heights. It's currently stopped at Island with a medical emergency. Newburyport Walkport, train 154, 6:30 a.m. from Newburyport to Lane today in Chelsea due to big problem. Now moving 10 to 15 minutes late. And ferries out. All Cable Health ferry trips will be rerouted about 14 days due to scheduled log on bridge construction about 3 to 8 minutes of additional travel here. Here, Channel News Time, 8:13 here, time out for weather report here. For today, showers and thunderstorms collecting before noon, then a slight chance of showers between noon and 2 p.m. Petrograd before 11 a.m. Boise, Costco, how about 71 degrees and north for wind about 8 to 10 miles an hour. Chance ratio to 6%. New Prisma about less than 10 minutes. Check about possible thunderstorms here. Today, Petrograd after 2 a.m. was Podcast got about 55 degrees in calm wind. Saturday, Petrograd report 9 a.m. was Sun's got about 79 degrees in light available wind. Saturday night, slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, then a chance of showers after 11 p.m. Petrograd after 5 was both costs got about 62 degrees and south face about 3 to 5 miles an hour. Chance ratio is 30%. New Principal amounts less than 10 minutes. Check them out on possible thunderstorms here. Sunday, chance of showers and thunderstorms. Petrograd got 4:90 a.m. was both costs got about high about 76 degrees and east wind about 7 miles that coming southwest in the afternoon. Chance ratio is 50%. Sunday night, chance of showers, most guys got about 58 degrees and chance ratio is 40%. Monday, punt to the podcast got about 73, 55 degrees. Tuesday, Sunday, most guys got about 79, about 58 degrees. Wednesday, Sunday, most guys got about 80, about 59 degrees. And for Thursday, Sunday skies have about 81 degrees. Not temperature setting at overcast skies at 64 degrees, humidity 93%. And that is going to be it for the Peter Channel Water News on this Friday morning, September 11th, 2015. Peter, have a good day with a good bad day to you.